The Absolute Universe got a little bit bigger this week as Absolute Batman introduced their version of Catwoman, as well as another significant figure. But if you haven't been keeping up with this bold reinvention of the Caped Crusader, then give me a moment and I'll fill you in. The Absolute Universe is intended to reflect the kinds of issues we face in the real world, with overconsumption, greed, and environmental devastation being put front and centre. Here, Bruce Wayne's not a billionaire, he's a civil engineer, reflecting writer Scott Snyder's belief that real change doesn't come from the ultra-rich, but from people who build things themselves. That's not the only change. In this universe, Batman's closest friends are people that are traditionally villains in the mainline universe. Edward Nygma, Harvey Dent, Oswald Cobblepot, Waylon Jones, and Selina Kyle. The villains of this universe are the ultra-wealthy elites like the Joker, a humorless billionaire that has taken control of the city. He and his flunky Black Mask paid the citizens of Gotham to riot and commit crimes so that the government could implement martial law. With the city under their control, they could now continue their evil work, kidnapping people under the guise of security threats and taking them to the mysterious Ark M facility just off the coast of the city. Here, they experimented on people, turning them into hideous beasts, including Batman's friend Waylon. When Batman broke in to find his friend, he was attacked by the facility's enforcer, Bane. Batman was caught and experimented on for 3 months, fitting him with a venom pump. He made multiple escape attempts, each time getting further and further before Bane brought him back in. Eventually he escaped when he teamed up with Waylon, now a massive crocodile beast with an endless appetite. As a consequence, Bane went after Batman's remaining friends and brutalized them, all in an effort to lure Batman out. The last issue ended with Batman feeling dejected, telling Alfred that he wasn't sure he could win, when their base was breached by a surprising figure, Catwoman. So yes, the big news is that this issue introduces Catwoman to the Absolute Universe, and while Batman may give her a cold reception, Bruce Wayne is more than happy to see her. We had seen earlier flashbacks that showed the two in a relationship, getting their own apartment and starting to build a life together. Obviously something went wrong somewhere along the way, but it seems like their split was amicable given how close they get. I thought it was worth mentioning that Batman notes that her mask is similar to Black Mask's. It seems like a throwaway line, but I suspect that it'll be quite significant later on. Catwoman has a technologically advanced costume. As well as the helmet, she has a tensile mechanized tail that she uses to choke out Alfred, and her costume can turn her invisible. That's some pretty advanced tech for an orphaned girl from Crime Alley. And you know who has those kind of resources? The Joker. I'm fairly confident that this line is setting up the fact that she's going to betray Batman. She claims that she came back home because Batman's mother had called her when he went missing, but I have my doubts. She also says that she wants to avenge their broken friends, which could potentially be true, especially if she blames Batman for the incident. But hey, for the time being, they enjoy being in each other's company and spend time together in costume. If they're going to beat Bane, then Batman will need more resources. First of all, he and Catwoman go to the amusement mile part of town and track down the Red Hood gang. In the last issue, Batman was seen talking to their leader, telling them to stand down, which was not well received. And when he and Catwoman turn up asking to speak to the leader again, their gang members are hostile. A small fight breaks out between them, but the Red Hoods aren't much of a challenge for them. Catwoman shoots them with tranquilizer darts, and when they respond by firing a bazooka at them, Batman activates the venom pump. Now, the significant thing about Venom in this universe is that it's not just a steroid. It gives the user complete control over their own body, both physically and mentally. With Bane, he grows to being about 15 feet tall, and he absorbs and retains information. With Batman, he becomes strong enough to knock down a Ferris wheel with just a shoulder barge, and says that he could practically see what each Red Hood member was going to do before they did it. To him, it's a tool that he feels is necessary, but Catwoman says that she's seen what Venom can do to people. He should steer clear of the stuff. Further hints at her involvement with Joker's Ark group, perhaps? The battle is short-lived though, as the leader of the group turns up. In the mainline universe, the Red Hood was an alternate identity of the Joker's before he fell into the vat of acid. So I guess it's fitting that in this universe their leader is Harley Quinn. This continues the overall trend of traditional enemies becoming allies in this universe. While Batman doesn't want the Red Hoods to endanger themselves by fighting Bane, he needs their technical expertise to hack the TV networks. At the conclusion of the first storyline, Batman had live-streamed his confrontation with Black Mask, where he revealed how the city's elites were manipulating people, but ultimately there were no consequences. The mainstream media didn't take the story and run with it. They reported on it, sure, and then quickly moved on. Batman notes that he will no longer rely on the media to share the truth. Instead, he talks directly to the people of Gotham. He tells them what's happening at the Ark facility, how people are being kidnapped and turned into monsters, and pledges to expose them. All the while, the press read a statement from Mayor Hamilton Hill labelling Batman as a dangerous criminal and a masked lunatic. So this is quite a departure from how mainline Batman traditionally operates. Sometimes he's treated as almost an urban legend, despite being a visible member of the Justice League, and mostly operates out of sight. But here he is, talking directly to the people, telling them exactly what is happening without sugarcoating anything. And he ends by doing his best Michael Keaton impression, telling the world that he is Batman. And so Batman sets up the events of the next issue and pledges to meet Bane and face him mano a mano at the old Veterans Arena. Presumably this is the same arena where Waylon Jones had his boxing match with then-champion Bibbo Babowski, as seen in the flashbacks. Bruce had been training Waylon for his fight with the champ, but no one had any confidence that he'd win. As such, Bruce and Selina met Babowski's backer, Carmine Falcone, and arranged for Jones to take a dive in the 7th round. Waylon was not down with that though, and pledged to go all the way and win the fight. So this flashback is worth noting because it establishes that Batman is adaptable and willing to break the rules in order to achieve his goals. Waylon dreamed of becoming a champ and opening his own gym. Batman saw how implausible that was and came up with a way for him to at least partially achieve his dreams, by taking a dive and a big payout. In the present day, Batman demonstrates the same creative problem solving. The issue ends with Batman luring out Waylon using a lot of meat. So much for mano a mano, right? The cover for issue 14 suggests that there will be an all-out brawl with Croc and Batman versus Bane. I'm fairly sure that Alfred will be involved too, maybe with his massive chain gun. The only question is whose side is Catwoman really on? I guess we'll find out next time. Absolute Batman 13 is available now from all good comic shops. If you are based in the UK and don't have a comic shop near you, then you might want to use my affiliate link with the UK's biggest comic book retailer, Forbidden Planet. I have included a link in this video's description. Alternatively, if the idea of hoarding a collection of comic books fills you with dread, Mile High Comics had another 70% off sale, so I bought Jack Kirby's Run on the Losers. You may want to try getting a digital copy of the issue from Amazon. I also have an affiliate link with them, which you could use to help my channel out. This is also included in the video's description. To those that have read this issue, what did you think? There was a quiet scene in Ark M where Dr. Arkham confirms that they've optimized Bane's Venom delivery system as much as they can. Bane also confirms that he's setting up Batman to become his replacement. All he wants to do is go home and permanently retire. For all the knowledge Venom gives him, he seems pretty naive though. Joker's never going to let him go. Why let Bane go when he could have Bane and Batman and cause twice as much devastation? I thought it was pretty funny how Alfred and Catwoman really can't get along. It seems like her default state is just choking the life out of him. Note that he's the only one to say not to trust her as well. Is the old man onto something? I certainly think so. And finally, did you all make sure to read Absolute Evil last week? It has the first proper appearance of the Joker where he explained how this universe is inherently wicked with a moral gravity that drags everything down. If you're a fan of Absolute Batman, definitely check it out. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Next time. I'll be back next week with a video about Absolute Flash number 8. This issue promises to reveal the shocking secret origins of Fort Fox and Barry Allen's experiments. We've already seen a glimpse of its past with Dr. Eobard Thawne hurling Jay Garrick into the strange energy field. Get ready to learn more about what the late Barry Allen was up to. Hope to see you then.